Okay, this is a file that Lisa has been working on, and she is so close to having this thing finished. So I'm just going to go through and talk through what I'm seeing. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, because she's got all of these now as stitch lines on the right side, you can see that they are all items that are, if it says run, that means that that they've got stitches applied. So I'm going to hit Control A. And I'm going to change up here. I've got preview selected. I'm going to select artwork. And I'm going to change all of these back to artwork. I find that sometimes it's just easier when they're artwork to be able to see what's going on. On the right side, I have hit the plus sign next to each of these colors. And that's going to help me see what's going on. So there's one piece of artwork here that's the star. And then this is the outer circle here. And then this is the bottom of the circle. This is a line connecting to the star. This is the top part of the circle. And then this last one is the line going out. So I'm just going to go ahead and just start changing colors so that I can see what's going on. And let's see, we're going to take that. And then I can put things in order and see what's going on. Okay, and item number 6. Okay, so so I've got the big circle here in the first spot, and that is about to get connected to the star. So I'm going to scroll down until I see where okay, the star's up above. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to hold down the control key and the right bracket, and that's going to move that down. This is solely for me because it helps me see kind of where everything is. So I want it to connect to that and stitch out. Then I need this orange line is the next thing it needs to connect to. So I'm going to hold down the control key in the left bracket and move that up because that's the next piece it needs to connect to. Then it's going to go to this lower circle. After the lower circle, then it's going to go to the upper circle, and then the upper circle is going to connect to that right side. So at this point, we shouldn't have too many problems getting everything connected, but let's take a look. So we're going to go to our edit tool on the left, and I'm going to zoom in over here okay, so I want to click on my big artwork over here, and that's ending right here. So here's my endpoint, and I want it to connect to my star, and I need to make sure that my anchor points are selected. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to connect it, see how it snaps. I'm going to hit the space bar to zoom out. I'm going to click the select tool. So I'm going to click this red one, and I'm clicking on the right side just so I can see. And then I'm going to hold down Control and select the star and Control T. And now that has all turned red and they're connected. Okay, I need one more. Oh, there's my line. There's my orange line. So now I need my orange line. So I'm going to click on that, and there it is. Let me zoom in so we can see. Does not like that. Z to zoom in. Okay, we're going to zoom in. And that orange line sitting right on top of the previous line. I'm going to click on the artwork so I can see it. And then I'm going to click on the shape tool so I can see the edit nodes. I'm going to bring this edit node so that it snaps to the end of the star. And I am going to go ahead and change these to line nodes because I want this to say a straight line. So I'm going to right click and change that to a line node. I'm going to go to the other side, right click and change that to a line node. Okay, so now I am going to go back to the select tool. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to select my big shape. I'm going to hold down the control key and select that line. and I'm going to do Control T, and now that is all one line. I'm going to zoom back in. Well, I am now going to zoom back in. I had to click off so I could zoom in. I'm going to look at my edit nodes. I'm going to go ahead and take, oh, I don't want that piece of artwork. Let me undo that. I want my red piece of artwork. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move. Where is, okay, if you get to a place where you feel like you're stuck and, there it is. So, okay, what's happens, let me, let me zoom out so you can see what's going on here. Okay, so that the endpoint is hiding underneath the other point. So I'm going to move that for now. I'm going to click on that endpoint and I'm going to move that out of the way. And now I can take my circle and move that back. Okay, now the other thing that I've got to do is so now I've got my endpoint where I can use it. I'm going to click on the green artwork and I'm going to take the start point there. I'm going to move this over so that it locks there. So that way I don't have all these points that in this one section overlapping and causing a problem. Okay, so now I've got these 2 points connected. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go to the select tool. I am going to select the big shape, hold down control, select the green shape, control T, that's connected. And now I've just got one more connection. I'm going to go ahead and get the shape tool. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so here's my ending point, and it's not touching anything, which is great. I'm going to go on this right side. So here's my other half shape. Let me just zoom out so I can see what's happening here. And it's going to work out. I'm going to show you a really cool tool. So I'm going to take the start point of that yellow circle. I'm going to snap it to the end of my other. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to hit Q to go to my select tool. Select the big shape, hold down control, select that yellow line, control T to connect it. Okay, and now I've got one more connection to make. Before I go and do that, I'm going to go ahead and start realigning some things. So I'm going to zoom in over on this right side where the star is. And I'm going to select that and hit E. And I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to bring this point down. So that's back aligned. I am going to move this end. Oh, okay. So we got that going on. Okay. I'm going to move my endpoint because I do need to move my endpoint. I'm going to overlap these two. I'm going to leave that the way it is for right now because I've got one last line I need to connect. And this point, as long as this point stays in place, we're going to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my select tool, which is letter Q if you want the hotkey. All right, I'm going to hit, I need to get those overlapping. So I'm going to hit Z to zoom. I'm going to come in. I'm going to go to my edit points. Edit points. I'm going to take this ending edit point and I'm going to take it to the start of that last green line. I'm going to go to my select tool, select my first item, my first piece of artwork, and then I'm going to hold down the control key and select my second piece of artwork, control T. Now everything is connected. Now I got to clean up my edit points. So I'm going to go back to my star. I'm going to select it, go to the edit points, Z to zoom in. All right, so now I'm going to take this point and I'm going to overlap it. And and then I've got this point and I'm going to overlap it. Okay, we're looking good. Now I've got to overlap my points on the left side. Z to zoom in, and I'm going to take this and overlap it. Okay, now like at this point, you might think, oh no, we got a problem because this does not match. Here's the thing. As long as you have only 1 point to 1 point, and so on both lines, if those are the only nodes, you can go to, so I want to take, I think I want my outside line coming in. So I'm going to go to the one where that I want it to move. So I'm going to zoom in. I want this outer line to move. So I'm going to point to that one. I'm going to right click and overlap the path, and it's going to snap to the one that's lower. It doesn't look like anything happened when you click off. So that is now overlapped. I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. This is when I learned this skill, it was like it changed my life. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to click on this. I know it's got the same nodes. There's one here and there's one here. They're sitting right on top of each other. I can't really tell which side needs to go. I think it's the inside needs to snap to the outside. So I'm going to go close to the one on the inside. I'm going to right click. I'm going to overlap the path. I'm going to click off of it, and now it's overlapped. Okay, so now the last thing that I need to do is I need to make sure that my lines are all are all aligned, because the start point and this end point have to be on the same plane. So I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try one thing and I don't know if it's going to work. Okay. So everything is selected. I'm going to hit control. No. Sometimes you can toggle on and off of something, um, but that's not going to work. That's frustrating. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to go ahead and select all of these. And then I'm going to hold down the control key and I'm going to select these points. And then I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to align the tops. Now everything's aligned, so I know that that's going to, it'll be okay for edge to edge, and it looks good there. I'm going to zoom in on this right side. That looks okay. I'm going to zoom in on the rest of these on the right side, and those look okay. So you were so close. You had all the pieces. I think the big thing was that because you had things that were all the same color, it was hard to figure out um, which pieces needed to be connected. But you almost had it. So open up that file. You can do this. You're getting there. I am so excited for you. And we will talk to you soon.